A well-taken brace by Victor Osimhen. A goal and an assist for Edna Imade. A fantastic effort by Ademola Lookman. Over the weekend, EaglesTracker followed 159 different matches that could potentially feature a Nigerian footballer from 66 different leagues around the world. The most extensive coverage of Nigerian football players that you are going to see absolutely anywhere. My name is AyoT. This is EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian football, and you are watching The Lowdown, where I bring you all the updates, latest news, and latest happenings with regards to Nigerian footballers across the globe. Let us get into it. Despite many leagues around the world going on break for the holidays, there were still so many matches that we had to cover this weekend. I can't talk about every single game and every single player. So here's what I'll do. I'll touch on certain players who performed pretty well and very well for their clubs. I'll take it position by position. I'll highlight and speak about specific players that I think are worthy of further discussion. And then I would let you know who made it into our team of the week, as well as who was our EaglesTracker star of the week, Nigerian star of the week. So that's how we'll run through it. And then I'll take some other topics at the end of this video. So stick with me, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy all the conversations. Okay, for goalkeepers, this is one position that Nigeria in general, we are just lacking goalkeepers. Whether it comes to the men, whether it comes to the women. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are many teams in the NPFL and every team has more than one goalkeeper. I know that there are many teams in the NNL and every team has more than one goalkeeper. So don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say is when it comes to Nigerian football players, goalkeepers that are playing abroad, and not to even talk of goalkeepers that are playing abroad at a high level, there are very, very few of them, only a handful of them to choose from. So this week, we have only one goalkeeper to highlight, and that is Adebayo Adeleye, who made 2 saves for Enosis Paralumni. And the reality of it is that he didn't have a great game, but he's the only goalkeeper that was active. Maduka Okoye is currently out injured. Stanley Wabali's Chippa United were not in action. Daniel Akpeyi's team were also not in action. Dele Alampasu did not play for his club. Matthew Yakubu did not play for his club. His team were not in action. So we just don't have that many goalkeepers to talk about. So Adebayo Adeleye is the only goalkeeper that we're acknowledging this week. And I think it is an indictment on Nigerian football that we cannot produce multiple goalkeepers playing abroad at a decent level. The way we're producing strikers, we're producing midfielders, defenders. It's something that we need to look at properly, and it's something that we need to fix. I know there's a stereotype in general that Africa doesn't produce quality goalkeepers, but I think we can do much better than having just a handful of goalkeepers, even normally. And then on a week like this, there's literally only one goalkeeper to choose from. Not the best thing for us. Moving on to the defenders, we had Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey had a good game for Fulham, kept a clean sheet, won 5 of his duels, and also created 1 goal scoring chance from defense. I think they were held to a 0-0 draw in that game. We also had Jordan Torunariga with a clean sheet, 2 interceptions and 3 clearances with 4 duels won for KA against Emmanuel Agbaji was on target for Mohammedan in Bangladesh. Super Falcons defender Onyinyechi Zog kept a clean sheet while winning 1 tackle, 6 duels, and making 11 clearances in a 1-1 draw for Perth Glory FC. If you haven't seen that highlight video, we've posted it on our X page. She had a good performance, and maybe this is somebody that should be thinking about a possible return to the Super Falcons in the near future. If she keeps on playing like this in Australia, I think that it's only a matter of time before she's recalled to the Super Falcons. And then moving on, we had Joseph Olowu, who scored a goal, won 4 duels, and made 10 clearances for Doncaster Rovers. A second goal of the season for Joseph Olowu. Congratulations to him for that one. He has made our team of the week a number of times now. Stephen Eze with 9 clearances, 6 duels won, and 1 chance created for Jamshedpur in India. We had Hamdi Akujobi, kept a clean sheet, 1 3 tackles and 1 3 duels for our City in the Dutch Eredivisie. And then Ola Aina with a goal, a clean sheet, 5 duels won, and 6 clearances for Nottingham Forest in their 2-0 victory. Ola Aina having a fantastic year, Nottingham Forest having a fantastic season, and long may it continue. Moving on to the midfielders. Again, this is a position that Nigeria, we're not so stacked in, but we have a number of midfielders who are playing pretty well this season. For this past week, we had Anthony Dennis with 2 tackles, 3 clearances, and 8 duels won in Gostepe's game. Anthony Dennis is somebody that is relatively unknown to most Nigerian fans, but he has been having a quietly very good season for Gostepe in the Turkish Super League. And if he continues like this, I wouldn't be too surprised if people start talking about him for a Super Eagles call-up. Not because he's such a great player, but because people feel like the midfield position is one place that we lack quality options. The unfortunate part though is that he is a defensive midfielder. He's not a creative option. So can he displace the Indidis that are already there, the Onyekas, the Onyedikas, the Alassane Yusufs? I don't know. So maybe that Eagles club might be a bit far away from him, but he's having a good season, and I think that he is worthy of notice. Moving on, we also had Azibuike Okechukwu with 2 interceptions and 4 goals won for BB Erzurumspor over there in the Turkish second division. Afiz Aremu had a good game, 3 tackles and 9 goals won for Kaiserslautern in the German second division. I'm happy to see him play this game because he's been on the bench for most of the season for Kaiserslautern, and then for him to actually have a good game, I was happy to see that. Kenneth Ikechukwu was on target for Semen Padang in Indonesia. We also had Toby Alagbe with 3 tackles, 4 clearances, and 16 goals won for Asteras Tripolis over there in Greece. And then I believe the best midfielder for this past week was Chrysanthos Uche, who, despite falling to a 1-0 defeat against Mallorca with his team Getafe, he was able to win 10 goals, create 2 chances for his team, and just put in an all-round quality performance. If you haven't seen the videos, you can check out our X page. We posted the highlights, a quality performance by Chrysanthos Uche. And then moving on to the forwards, we had Oladapo Afolayan, who won a penalty, successfully made 3 dribbles and won 9 goals as St. Pauli battled to a 1-0 victory. We had Paul Mokairu with 7 dribbles, 7 dribbles completed, 11 goals won, and 2 chances created for Boluspor over there in the Turkish Super League. We also had Tony Unwakeme with 4 dribbles and 3 chances created for Trabzonspor, also in Turkey. We had Ademola Lookman returning from the CAF Awards, showing off his trophy to the Atalanta fans, and then just marking the celebration with a goal and also 2 chances created as Atalanta battled to a 3-2 victory over Empoli over there in the Italian Serie A. We also had Sunday Emmanuel with a goal for Mohammedan in Bangladesh. Ifedayo Olusegun scored 2 goals for PDRM FC in Malaysia. Nathan Teller created 3 goal scoring chances for Bayer Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga. Friday Etim scored a goal for CD Mafra. He missed a number of chances in that game. His teammates also wasted some of his passes, but he got 1 goal for CD Mafra in the Portuguese second division. Peter Itodo was on target for Dynamo City. We had James Adeniyi with 1 goal and 2 chances created for Hapoel Hadera in Israel. We had Emeka Eze with 1 goal and 1 chance created for Pendikspor in Turkey. Edna Imade with 1 goal and 1 assist for Granada in Spain. We had Tolu Arokodare with 1 goal and 1 assist for KRC Genk in Belgium. That was a fantastic 2-0 victory over Anderlecht. And then Victor Osimhen scored 2 goals, created 3 goal scoring chances for Galatasaray in their big 5-1 victory over Kayserispor in the Turkish Super League. Now, those are all the players that I feel performed at a high enough level this past weekend for me to talk about them. We can't talk about every single Nigerian player. But the star of the week, I have to give it to Victor James Osimhen. A fantastic performance, 2 well-taken goals, 1 from the penalty spot and 1 from open play. Also created goal scoring chance for his team. He should have had at least 1 or 2 assists in that game. An all-round excellent performance, and I'm happy to see Victor Osimhen balling at this high level, albeit in a Turkish Super League where we feel like he shouldn't be playing. But still, I mean, his record for Galatasaray this season is absolutely fantastic. 2 goals this past weekend. He's back in Lagos. I saw him at the club celebrating, enjoying himself, and I'm just going to celebrate him. Nigerian Star of the Week, Victor James Osimhen. Special shout out to Tolu Arokodare, fantastic performance. Shout out to Edna Imari, fantastic performance. Shout out to Ademola Lookman for that goal and a good performance as well. But Victor Osimhen takes the crown for this week. Now, just to touch on a few players that I think we need to highlight. First player, Olaino. Fantastic season that he's having, man. Another goal for him in this 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest this past weekend. And I mean, he's looking like probably the best fullback in the Premier League this season, if I dare say myself. Somebody tell me if they disagree with me. Ola I know is balling at a high level. Both defensively and offensively, he's contributing. Pairing up with Anthony Elanga on that right wing for Nottingham Forest, they are just so solid, so threatening. And what Nuno Espirito Santo is doing with this team, bruv. Nottingham Forest are looking like a European contender or a contender for European places. That is incredible. This is a team that last season we thought could get relegated. 2 seasons ago, we thought could absolutely were about to get relegated, if not for Awoni's heroics. So it is incredible that they are reaching so high, and I'm happy that I know is having this kind of success. Now, I mentioned Awoni. That is another Nigerian player also on that team. While Olajuwon is having a fantastic year, it's not been as good for Taiwo Awoni. In fact, it's been bad for Awoni. Not because he's just playing terribly, but because he's not even getting the chance to play. He keeps on coming on as a stoppage time substitute. I understand that Chris Wood is in the form of his life. Chris Wood has been absolutely balling on fire since the end of last season, going into this season for Nottingham Forest, has become Nottingham Forest's highest goal scorer in the Premier League. So I completely get it that he wouldn't be starting matches, and I don't think anybody's asking for that. But we are a bit pained as Nigerian fans to see that he's only been allowed 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes off the bench when the game is over, when he's only coming on to hold the play. He doesn't really get that many opportunities to score goals. I had somebody that was telling me that, his shot accuracy is not that high. And, the person just looked at numbers and I started throwing arguments for why he should only be playing 2 minutes per game. But I don't think that should be the case. And now the question that I have for you guys is it time for Awoni to move on? I'm someone that I like to say that players should not just leave clubs at the first sign of toughness. When things are just not going well, all of a sudden, I'm leaving. I don't think players should run away once the fire gets hot. But the way things are going for Awoni, I don't see how he's going to get that many minutes. Now, with Nottingham Forest punching so high above their weights, I want to see him play in the Europa League. I want to see him play in the Champions League if it's possible. So maybe it's not a good time to leave. And also, if Forest are able to actually qualify for Europe, it means that when they're playing in two competitions, they have to have a bigger squad and other players are going to get more minutes for sure. So, I would say, to answer my own question, no, I don't think it's time for him to leave. See out this season, see how many more opportunities he gets. He can talk to the coach and see where Nottingham Forest are standing, see what the coach says are his plans for him in the coming season. And if the coach says, hey, you're not in my plans, then yes, he should absolutely make a move. But if the coach is still willing to have him, and, it looks like he can get more minutes in the next season, then he should stay. I don't think he should rush away in the January transfer window, though. And the reality of it is that in the January transfer window, I'm not too sure of the quality of teams that might even be coming for him. Awoni, I would say, stay, reassess the situation in the summer after speaking to your coach, and, hopefully you're able to get more minutes playing for Nottingham Forest as you guys continue to have this fine season that you are having. Now, the next player that I want to talk about is Samuel Chukwueze. I didn't mention him when I was talking about the players who had quality games. That's because he didn't have one. But Chukwueze has been handed a little bit of a gift, in the sense that his club, AC Milan, have now lost some of their wingers to injuries. Wingers that ordinarily would keep Chukwueze on the bench. In their last game, Rafael Leao also went off with a knock. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. But with these AC Milan players dropping, Chukwueze, hey, the space is open for you. The floor is yours. The stage is yours. It is time for you to shine. Show us your quality. Show us what you can bring. Show us that consistency. Show us that in the absence of a Leao, in the absence of a Pulisic, in the absence of the other quality players that your team has, that you can shine, that you can rise to the occasion, that you can put the team on your back, that you have that quality, that talent. Chukwueze, it is time for you to shine. I don't think you're going to get a better opportunity than this to really show yourself to the world and to AC Milan fans. So you need to absolutely take this one. That's where I'll leave it for now. Samuel Chukwueze, time to shine. Another player to talk about, Tolu Arokodare. Goal and assist. If you haven't seen the video, go check out our X page to see the highlights, to see his play in that game. Arokodare has improved so much as a football player. I must say, I've been watching him particularly closely this season. He has improved so much as a football player. His strength, his hold-up play, his link-up with his teammates, his vision to try to find a pass, he has improved so much. Now, he's still not the greatest player with the ball at his feet, but he's able to do many other things well. He has become a very good fox in the box, a poacher. When Nigerians talk about goal scorers, sometimes it annoys me because any Nigerian striker, goal poacher, goal poacher, goal poacher. And I'm like, no, that's not what a poacher is. A poacher is that striker who you just put in the box. They don't do too much. Their own is just to get that one-touch finish, that tapping. But they are always in the right place at the right time. And that is what Arokodare has become. Now, when you combine that with the fact that outside of his box, He also has that good link-up play. He can pass and spin. He can turn. His movement is good. I think this is a quality player on our hands. Now, do I think he's better than other options that we have? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's up to an Awoni yet. I don't think he's up to a Boniface yet. But I think he should be higher up on the pecking order, higher than a Cyril Dessers, in my opinion, honestly. I think Arokodare, it's a matter of time before he gets a Super Eagles call-up. I think it's only a matter of time. I know a lot of people have been asking for it already, and even I have said that I don't think he has deserved it yet. But the way he continues to play, the consistency that he's showing. In one of my previous podcasts, I said it. If he can keep up this form in March, we have to consider him. And now I am becoming more and more and more a fan of Tolu Arokodare because he has improved so much as a football player. He seems focused this season, and I hope that he can continue the form all the way to March. And if things just happen to fall in his favor, maybe with injuries here and there or certain players not being able to show up, maybe he can get his chance to finally be called up and represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And then finally, the final player that I'm going to talk about on the men's side, because I'm going to talk about one player on the women's side. The final player I'm going to talk about on the men's side is Victor Osimhen. Of course, our star of the week, Victor Osimhen, 2 goals for Galatasaray. Fantastic performance. He's having a fantastic season. He is not quite at my target of 20 goals that I said he should hit before the December break, but he's having a fantastic season. The Galatasaray fans are more than happy. He's absolutely balling in the Turkish Super League. He has 9 goals in the Turkish Super League. He has 3 goals in the Europa League, and all of this has come in just 15 matches. So 12 goals in 15 matches. And I mean, we cannot forget the fact that he has also been able to record 4 assists. So 12 goals and 4 assists in 15 matches. I mean, it's a fantastic return. But I just think that Victor Osimhen has more quality than that. And I know some people are going to hear this now and say, AyoT, you've come again. Some people are going to take this as controversial. Some people are going to send it to Victor Osimhen now and say, see this boy. But I just feel like Victor Osimhen has even more quality than that. Look at Mohamed Salah. Look at what he's doing in the English Premier League. Double-digit goals and assists before Christmas. And that is in the English Premier League, Mohamed Salah. Victor Osimhen won the African Player of the Year 2 years ago while he was playing for Napoli. He has that kind of quality. He needs to aim for that kind of Salah height. So when he's playing in Turkey, I'm expecting a bit more. But a fantastic return so far. Let us see what his numbers are looking like when the season ends. And then on the women's side, I want to highlight one player, Onyinyechi Zog. Onyinyechi Zog, fantastic performance this past weekend, captaining her side, Perth Glory FC. It was a 1-1 draw for them, but she stood out on the field. A fantastic display from defense, ball playing centre back, passing the ball around, playing through passes. Those passes that just all of a sudden the midfield is completely out of the game. Those are the kind of passes that she was playing. And it was just like, is it a matter of time before she gets a return to the Super Falcons? And I think so. I think if there's anybody here that is close to Justin Madugu, that is close to the Super Falcons setup, that is watching this, maybe you've not been paying attention, but hey, that's why EaglesTracker is here. Go and scout Onyinyechi Zog. Go and watch her games. I think that with this current aging squad that we have in the Super Falcons, with someone like Osinachi Ohale at 33 years old, Onyinyechi Zog is someone that can slot in perfectly. Playing from the right centre-back position, we can put Ashe Plumter at the left centre-back position, and we'll have our own Super Falcons Oyinbo war. The way we had Ekong and Balogun for the Super Eagles, we might just be seeing an Oyinbo war in the Super Falcons pretty soon. But yes, I just want to shout out Onyinyechi Zog. Fantastic performance this past weekend, and long may it continue. Now, our EaglesTracker team of the week. Our EaglesTracker team of the week. Here are the 11 players who we felt stood out the most this past weekend. In goal, again, I mentioned it earlier, we unfortunately only had one option. So Adebayo Adeleye makes it in goal with his 2 saves. In defense, we have Hamdi Akujobi at left back. The centre backs are Joseph Olowu and Onyinyechi Zog, and then the right back is Ola Aino. In midfield, we have Anthony Dennis pairing up with Christantos Uche, and then in the attack, we have Ademola Lookman on the left, Ifedayo Olusegun on the right, and then the 2 up front are Tolu Arokodare and Victor James Osimhen. Special shout out to Edna Imade. She just missed out on this team, but she also had a fantastic performance in attack. That is our Nigerian team of the week. Let me know your thoughts on the team. Let me know who impressed you the most. Let me know who you think missed out on this one. And then, yes, keep the comments coming for sure. Okay, enough with the players and their performances abroad. Let us talk about a few other things that happened this past week. Moses Simon, has undergone a successful ankle surgery that should keep him out for just about 3 weeks. He had to remove some screws in his ankle. This was confirmed by the FC Nantes coach. Everything went well, and he should be back in about 2 to 3 weeks. Nothing serious, but just something to be aware of. And then we also had 2 transfers that I want to talk about. We had David Moses joining Slavia Prague from MFK Karvina. Congratulations to David Moses, a young Nigerian player who has impressed so far in Europe and is getting a chance to play for one of, if not the biggest clubs in the Czech Republic. After impressing against them, Slavia Prague always do that thing. When you play against them and you ball, next thing they've signed you. He's a 20-year-old center midfielder, so he's one that people should pay attention to. Who knows, in the near future, he might be looking at a Super Eagles call-up. So shout out to David Moses and congratulations on your transfer. He, of course, joins them in January. And then still in the Czech Republic, it looks like they're doing business early in that league for January. But Uchenna Aririerisim has joined Sparta Prague. Uchenna Aririerisim, the 21-year-old defender, he is a centre-back, has joined Sparta Prague. He is teaming up with Victor Olatunji, the striker over there, and hopefully he is able to make this step up and impress. He's joining them from FC Banik Ostrava. Again, he had a good performance against Sparta when Banik faced them earlier in the season, and they were looking to secure their backline, and then they have selected him. At only 21 years old, I believe that if he can do well in another 2, 3, 4 years, he'll definitely be on his move to a bigger team. So shout out to Emmanuel Uchenna Aririerisim, the former Ikorodu City United defender, has now made his first big move in Europe. Shout out to him and congratulations on that one. And then in other news, we had Nigeria versus Ghana in the CHAN qualifiers. The first leg, that one was a goalless draw between the CHAN Eagles and the Black Galaxies of Ghana. So the second leg is coming up this weekend in Nigeria, and the winner of that game is going to qualify. Of course, away goals, unfortunately, are still active, so Nigeria cannot afford to play a draw, or it's going to be a repeat of what happened to us in 2022 for the World Cup. And then also, the WAFU B Under-17 Girls Tournament wrapped up this past week, and unfortunately, our girls, the Flamingos, just fell short. After falling to a 2-0 deficit early in the game, we scored a goal just before halftime. We equalized in the second half. We had a goal that was very controversially ruled out in that game. It looked like a very clean goal, but it was ruled out by the referee. And then unfortunately, we fell to a defeat in the penalty shootout. So Ghana won that one. A lot of Ghanaian fans are on this channel already talking their talk, oh, they're better than us. It's always banter. It's always interesting whenever Nigeria faces Ghana. At any level, any gender, it's always an interesting one. So congratulations to Ghana for winning the first ever WAFU B Under-17 Girls Cup. But shout out to our Flamingos for a valiant effort. And that referee, if you do not disallow our goal, Ghanaian fans will not be talking what they are saying now. But I'll let that one go. Shout out to our Under-17 girls for a fine tournament. I know a lot of people are criticizing the coach, saying that, when he gets against big teams, he doesn't impress. Oh, his tactics, this one, that one. I will say the coach is not the best coach in the world. But in that game, Ghana just really got off to a flying start. I wouldn't put it down to tactics. I feel like the Nigerian goalkeeper, albeit the fact that she won the goalkeeper tournament, she's not the highest quality goalkeeper. Her positioning was bad for the 2 Ghana goals. She could have done much better for the second goal in particular. So with fixes to the individual actions, things could have been very different. So I wouldn't just go and blame the coach. I think that the coach also did well to help the girls to come back in that game, to keep their spirits, to keep, to help them keep fighting. So I wouldn't knock him too much. And I will say this, if you watch the game, maybe point out where the coach got his tactics wrong. so that I can understand. Because a lot of Nigerian fans always just look at results. Oh, we lost the match, coach. Oh, we are losing, coach. So maybe I missed something while watching it. Where did he get his tactics wrong? What did he do wrong exactly? Now, if you are simply saying, oh, he should be able to take us over the top, fair enough. Even though under 17 is not all about winning, I know we are Nigerians. We have this achievers mentality. Every single thing we do, we must be the best. We must win. But at under 17, it's about development, it's about progression. It's not always about who wins. And if our under 17 girls can go on to transition to under 20 to first team football and be successful, then the coach has done a great job. It's not about, oh, we must win under 17 or for big tournament to say that the coach did a good job. So I will just point that out. That's also the reason why FIFA has made the under 17 World Cup an annual thing. If it was that prestigious, it wouldn't be annual. It's about development, it's about growth, about helping these young players. And for people that are criticizing players, you're criticizing children, man. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Yes, the coaching situation for the Super Eagles, no updates yet. We're still expecting a foreign coach. We're still expecting him to come in before the match World Cup qualifiers. We're still expecting it to be a short-term contract. We'll bring the latest updates once we have that one, but nothing to let you know about for now. And there you have it, guys. Those are the latest reports. Those are the latest stories, my opinions, my thoughts. I want to hear yours as well in the comments. So please respond with your opinions, with your questions, with your comments, and I'll engage with as many of you as possible. If you enjoy the slowdown, do not forget to like the video. Make sure you share with your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever you discuss Nigerian football with. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a video and you keep on enjoying this premium Nigerian football content. Merry Christmas to you guys. As always, my name is AyoT. This is EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian football. Until next time, bye-bye.